Hey, check this out, boss. One more thing before I go to. I just want to tell y'all one more thing. Because everybody keep talking about a woman can't lead. 70% of you niggas was raised by your mama and your daddy was not in the picture, me included. And the first time you seen your daddy or heard about your daddy doing good, guess what he had? A new woman. He had a new woman. A lot of you niggas out here live with bitches too, my nigga. And they paying all the bills, so they leading the household. Your granddaddy back in the days, guess what? He paid all the bills, but guess who he came and brought the check to, nigga? Your grandma. Because his ass didn't know shit about responsibilities. A lot of you niggas out here winning. You niggas think y'all up and all that shit. We know it's a woman behind y'all. Women been leading forever, boss. We know it. Even if you had your own paper, she taught you how to finance it, taught you how to get into business. Women been leading forever. When you got fresh, guess what led you to get fresh? The female. When you was out here taking penitentiary chances to impress her, guess who led you to do that? A woman. Women been leading forever, boss. They've been leading men to do some of the craziest things. They've been leading men to be more responsible. Actually, they've been leading men to be men and be better versions of themselves. So I don't want to hear no more bullshit about a woman can't lead, boss. Believe that. Ah!
Yeah, that and because women been leading, you see where we at right now. You see where we at right now. A bunch of men that's not willing or able to be leaders because you're looking to a woman to play a position that she don't even really want to play herself. But she forced into a position where she gotta lead because niggas like you or lack thereof. You don't have no uh, uh, financial leadership. A lot of y'all are not good at problem solving at all. And really, for the most part, the biggest thing is y'all really looking for women to lead you emotionally. Because a lot of y'all are emotional men out here. A lot of y'all looking for a woman to emotionally lead you. You're craving for that. Because you'll take a woman and put her in a position and she act like your mother. And you want her to take the place of your mother, except just add in the sex with that. So you ain't gonna have sex with your mother, but you can have sex with somebody that's acting or taking a position as your mother. That's what this about. So that's why he's sitting up here talking this foolishness. That's what he's talking this foolishness.
Well, I guess what he's saying, he's pointing out situations where women have been forced to leave. And what he doesn't understand is that being forced to do something is never comfortable for anybody. And that's the problem with it. And so when you're forcing a woman to have to stand up and be all those things, it takes her so far away from her femininity that she can't be a woman, what she was designed to be. She can't be nurturing and caring because now she got to stress about the bills. She got to stress about paying them. She got to stress about the lights. She got to stress about how something gonna get fixed in the house. All these things, and I think somewhere he's missing the part. He's making it seem as if though these are roles that women enjoy doing. I mean, and I'm not saying that some women may not enjoy it, but these are not typically roles that a woman want to do. And when she has to take on these roles and do these things, then it's difficult. Like, what woman wants to go and have to make a man, dress him up, fix him up, fill out the application? What wants a man? Yeah, that's old school mentality. The man work hard, he out there, he bring home the check, and you got to pay all the bills and sit there and figure out who goes to where and pay the mortgage because he makes the money. Man, if that's the way it is and you have to do it, you do it that way. But typically, to be in a situation where a man is doing all this and you don't have to worry about any of that, you don't even know where it is. Now, I'm not saying that you should be blind to what's going on. And a man may have it set up that if something happened, I'm sick, it's all on a hard drive or it's on a computer where you can find it. But to be able to walk in the comfort of not having to know anything about the bills at all, or what to do or how they done, and the man got it all covered. That's a great feeling as a woman, and most women want that. And some people will try to make you believe that that's not where you want to be, but you don't know that's where you want to be until you've had that luxury, to have a man that does it all, that covers you in that way. And I call that being covered. When you're walking in that way and that man is covering you, You don't have to worry. You don't have to stress. You can be more feminine. You can enjoy being intimate with him. You can enjoy nurturing the children. You can do all these extra things that you want to do as a woman. You can also do some self care on yourself and stay beautiful for that man and do the things you want to do for yourself because you don't have to worry about all the other things. Yes, can women split themselves in half and wear both hats and do all these things? Yeah, but when you're doing that, something is lacking. And most of the time, it's yourself. It's yourself. That's why we have so many health issues and so much stress because we're lacking in being able to provide self care for ourselves because we got to worry about the bills. We got to worry about, how to do things that the man should be doing, how to get things fixed around the house, how to solve just problems that come up in your life. Ain't nothing like having a man that comes home and he done had a hard day at work and y'all sitting down talking and he said, baby, how was your day today? And you said, well, this happened. And he said, oh, and y'all keep talking. And the next thing you know, he come up and bring you the solution. Oh, I did this because you said this happened to you today. Shit, that's the best feeling in the world because that's being covered. So what he's saying, I hope women ain't out there buying that bullshit because he's trying to keep y'all in a situation, in a place that you've been in all your life. He's talking about niggas out there catching cases. Yeah, those the kind of dudes that want a woman to stress out like that because they run from the responsibilities that they need to be. They up in jail. They used to doing nothing, having somebody telling their ass what to do. That's what he looked like. Shit, that's some bullshit. That ain't no fun. And don't fall for that. That he made it sound cute. Yeah. But that shit ain't cute. You don't want a man who can't cover you, honey. Being led by a man who knows what he's doing and takes responsibility for you is meaning that he's covering you. And you don't want to be out there in the world uncovered by a man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a lot of these niggas running around. I'm not finna say this is the uh he represent black men, but
No.
it's a lot of niggas like this. And he make a good point. I mean, our grandparents, some of our grandfathers used to bring they check home to a woman. Uh and listen, nigga, let me help you understand something, because what you're saying make absolutely no sense. The My grandfather bought his check home to my grandmother for my grandmother to pay the bills. Why? Let me ask you this, Caprice. Why do you think he would do that? Why do you think that generation of men did that? Just take
I
a
guess
wild guess.
I really don't know. I guess because the woman was in a home and he wanted her to know. I don't know. I don't
See,
know why it was done that way.
I'm gonna tell you why it was done that way. My grandfather and them had to start working at 9, 10 years old. They couldn't go to school. They had to work to eat. They had to get out and start working to eat. When you got my grandfather, I remember my grandfather was like, had to been around 60 some years old. He was taking third grade reading classes. It wasn't my grandma was leading. My grandfather was leading because he had to get out in the cold and go and cut wood, cut timber, which was a man's man job. He made the decision, but he only had a first grade education. He could barely read. That don't mean she leading. That means she can do something he couldn't do because he had to go. It Listen, wasn't no damn food stamps. There wasn't no food stamps. It wasn't no low income housing. You had to get it. You had to get it. At least black folks couldn't get it anyway. You see what I'm saying? So to even compare that to the men today, the men want to bring they check home to their wife because they want their wife to act like a mother. What if you ain't got no woman? How do you take care of yourself? How you pay the rent? How you go and pay the light bill? How you pay your car note insurance? You need a woman to pay that? Most of y'all do, but that's like a responsibility. That's why you run around, you move from place to place looking for woman to woman, because that's what you're looking for. You want to be led by a woman. You want to be led. You want her to sit down and figure out your dumb ass problems. Some problems that you could solve simply by just getting up off your ass and doing something with yourself. That's what it boils down to. That's all it boils down to. So to have this dumbass ideology, man, unfortunately, it's a lot of guys out there that have this way of thinking. And ladies, I have to apologize on behalf of men, man. I'm sorry that it's just sorry ass dudes that's sitting up here with this ideology, and he think this shit makes sense too. He think it makes sense.
This is not, we're not talking about, in a family structure where a man is making all the money and he still wants his wife to pay the bills. We're not saying anything is wrong with a wife to pay the bills if that is the way y'all structure the house, but the man is still the lead in that house. That is just one of the duties that he
I'm
has
glad you said
delivered to
that.
the woman.
I'm glad
You
you
know.
said that. Let me interrupt you with this.
Hmm.
If you own a business, but the secretary pay the bills, is the secretary the leader? But he's not talking about that. He's talking about because she doing all that, it makes him better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you think. That's the way you think, and that's what you're looking for, her to make you better instead of making your own self better.
Mm-hmm. Come into her hole.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And that means being responsible. That means taking charge of yourself, knowing who you are as a man. Yeah. So that you can cover her as a woman. And that's a responsibility of a man. That's what you're supposed to do. So don't think that we're here sitting saying that for those women in that structured household where the man has said, baby, hey, this is a duty that you're gonna have in the house. You pay the bills, and he go out and make the money and she pays the bills. We're not talking in that setting. There's nothing wrong with that. But what he's talking about is something totally different. That's holding a woman responsible for everything, putting a weight all on her back, and all his ass got to do is just wait for her to give him structure. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I know the hell I don't.